Nation, welcome to the Bleed Blue Daily Show. I'm going to move my camera up a little bit so that way my head. There we go. That's much better. I'm Paul and joined by Joe, and we've got a big Friday show lined up for you guys today. Kentucky obviously plays Bucknell tomorrow. We've got recruiting news. We've got college basketball news. We've got football news. All kinds of good stuff. So. I'll kick it to Joe, who broke some recruiting news last night on the Bleed Blue Network, and let you kind of jump in, Joe, and run with some of that news about Kentucky and a pretty high-profile player for an upcoming class.
Yeah, so I mean, I know we talked about it multiple times, but our coaches are starting to get in the rooms of the 2026, 2027, even the 2028 guys. And so the news I had broke last night around Jalen Mitchell, he's an Indiana prospect, top 5 in the class, small forward, around 6'8". He is going to be visiting Kentucky on an unofficial visit on November 29th. He's had schools like Arkansas, Missouri, and teams like Indiana, of course, Purdue. But he was really excited about the Kentucky visit. That he doesn't have an offer yet, but I suspect that once he gets on campus, that hopefully they'll offer him. Both Jason Hart and Alvin Brooks are tag teaming on that recruitment. So definitely think it's a prospect to keep an eye on. And like I said, he's a top 5 prospect in the entire class. So that would be a huge get for sure.
It's interesting. I think the way that Pope and this crew tend to do things is a little different in the aspect. I feel like guys are getting offered not necessarily before visits sometimes, where they're coming on visits and then there's offers and then it moves pretty fast compared to what we might have seen with other regimes.
Yeah, I think it's more of a making sure it's a personality fit, make sure our offense is exactly what they want. They're exactly know what their assignments are when they show up here. And then if they bond well and they feel good about it, then they're sending an offer. They don't want to offer a kid that they've never met in person. Just like in the workplace, you don't want to hire somebody you never interviewed in person. A lot of times you want to interview them, get a feel for their personality. So I could see that for sure.
It's very interesting to see what's going on with Kentucky basketball recruiting over the last, kind of 5-6 months since Pope's got here. And you're starting to see, I think, especially with results, and I think it's going to be even more so as this team kind of plays for fun. And the more they see that, I think the more kids are going to really do that, start to think about it. I think Kentucky winning tomorrow, I think you see them in new rankings. I think you see a big jump. I think you'll see them probably in the mid to high teens potentially, because I think people will start to see that this team's going to be good. Plus, it's a little bit more of a sexy matchup if you have Duke and Kentucky playing as top 15 teams, which is good. Maybe that's a little protection on Duke. So if we do go in there and beat their ass, that it's not like, Duke lost to a team ranked 21, right? They still get that favorability. It's kind of, I said this yesterday in the show. It's kind of like Louisville in football. Like, I don't understand how the AP and people like that still rank them. Like, it blows my mind. They're the only 3-loss team in the top 25. And I haven't seen one thing, all right, outside of a win against Clemson. What have they done? Why are they in the top 25?
Yeah, I really don't understand either. I mean, they lost to SMU. I know they're ranked, but they lost.
Yeah.
They lost to Pittsburgh?
Miami.
They're ranked.
Miami, and they lost. No, they lost to Miami. So they lost to Miami.
SMU.
They lost to SMU, and who else did they lose to?
Oh, they ain't played Pittsburgh yet. They played Pittsburgh next week. Yeah, who was the other one? It wasn't Boston College, was it? No, they beat Boston College. They came back and won that at the end.
Lost to Boston College. They should.
But yeah, regardless, 3 losses. I mean, I don't understand either. I know Clemson's overrated, but I guess that had so many teams have 3 losses.
Dame.
I guess
I guess they've lost to 3 top 12 schools. I guess. I mean, that's why.
Yeah.
So they have 3 losses to top 15 schools by 1 score. I mean, but at the same time, they've also barely beaten Georgia Tech, Boston College.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I guess you'll find out more. They play Stanford, Pitt, and Kentucky. So I guess, you'll find out a little bit more about them in the next 3 weeks anyway, even though Kentucky's not what we thought Kentucky was going to be. I still think that they're good
Now
enough
for
to
their
beat
basketball
Louisville.
team, we're gonna find out Saturday if they're a real deal or not because they're playing Tennessee and they got them at home. So
Can we talk about that for a minute and talk about how sad Kelsey is? Right, like I don't understand if you're the coach of Louisville and you are running around putting things out where you come into the game, and I'm sitting here going, bro, you are supposed to be at what is essentially a blue blood, begging people to come to the game. You got people buying 500 tickets to give them away. I mean, granted, it's Tennessee and everyone hates Tennessee, but my God, like you look mid.
Yeah, it's now. So like the March Madness thing, I didn't mind, or not March Madness, but the whatever they did, the Red Live, whatever hell it is, the Midnight Madness thing. I didn't mind it then because it's his first thing and he's trying to get the crowd into it. But now
They
he's
only
doing it for
got
games. I'm
7,000
like,
people.
yeah, it's like what in the hell is happening right now? Like giving out
And then their
T-shirts.
first game was
Like,
pathetic.
yeah, I was just like, man. I will say when they were giving out those tickets, I was trying to get some for free when they had that link post up because I was like, hell, it's right down the street. I'm trying to go see that for free. I'm not going to buy a ticket, but supposedly they're doing another 500 today at some point. So that's 1,000 tickets.
Jaden, does your audio work? It does not.
Oh man, I feel bad. At this point, it's like
Jaden is like the most dysfunctional technology person.
I feel so. Try to like disconnect your. He can hear us too. I bet that's the thing. That's what sucks about it. So it's a setting that, yeah, that's wild, man. We can do some live troubleshooting live on air right now for free. But yeah, I think that Louisville Tennessee game will be really good. Tennessee, obviously they're